Hey there, and welcome to Investigrow. Grab a coffee, get comfortable. We're diving into smart money moves, personal growth, and what it really takes to build success. Let's get into it. Most people live the same year over and over again. They wake up to the same alarm, check the same phone, drink the same coffee, drive the same road, and complain about the same problems. They dream of a better life. But when morning comes, they slip right back into the routine that holds them in place. They convince themselves that one day it will all magically change. One day they'll be braver. One day they'll have more time. One day they'll feel ready. But that day rarely comes. I once met a man named David. David was in his 40s, working a job he hated, living in a small apartment, and spending his weekends in front of the television. But every time we talked, he'd say the same thing. Someday I'll start my own business. Someday I'll travel the world. Someday I'll finally be happy. Years went by. I moved to a different city. When I returned, nothing had changed. Same job. Same complaints. Same dreams. Still trapped in the future. It wasn't that David was incapable. He was smart. He was kind. He had ideas. But he was waiting. Waiting for the fear to go away. Waiting for a perfect moment. And life doesn't work like that. The truth is, change is uncomfortable, and people avoid discomfort, even when it's good for them. It's easier to follow the routine you already know than to face the unknown, even if that routine is slowly killing your potential. I've seen it so many times. The person who always talks about writing a book, but never writes a page. The friend who dreams of moving to a new city, but stays in the same neighborhood, going to the same places, seeing the same faces. The coworker who wants to get healthier, but waits for the motivation to magically appear. And here's the thing. They're not lazy. They're not weak. They're just stuck in a trap that most people fall into. The trap of waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect time, the perfect mood. But those things rarely come together. Change doesn't begin when you feel like it. It begins when you decide to move. Even if you don't feel ready. Even if you're scared. Even if you don't know where it will lead. There's a story I love about a woman named Laura. Laura was terrified of public speaking. Even the idea of speaking in front of a small group made her feel sick. But one day, she was asked to give a short speech at her sister's wedding. She almost said no. She thought about pretending to be sick, coming up with an excuse, anything to avoid it. But something inside her said, just try. She stood up, heart pounding, hand shaking, voice trembling, and she spoke. It wasn't perfect. She forgot some of what she wanted to say. Her voice cracked. But when she finished, people clapped, and something changed inside her. She realized the fear was real, but it didn't have to stop her. A year later, she was speaking confidently at work meetings. 2 years later, she started leading workshops, and it all started because she chose to act while she was still afraid. That's how real change works. Not in giant leaps, but in small, scary, uncomfortable steps. Little moments where you push past the fear, the doubt, and the excuses. You don't need to transform your whole life overnight. You just need to create small movements in the right direction. Because movement creates momentum. And momentum makes it easier to keep going. Maybe for you, it's waking up 20 minutes earlier. Maybe it's turning off the TV and reading a chapter of a book. Maybe it's sending that email you've been avoiding. Maybe it's applying for a job you feel unqualified for. Maybe it's walking into a gym, even if you feel out of place. Or maybe it's finally having an honest conversation you've been avoiding. None of these things will instantly change your life. But they build something. They start rewiring your mind. They break the pattern of fear and hesitation. And over time, those small actions add up. Every successful person you admire started where you are. Scared. Unsure. Full of doubt. But they started. They acted. They failed. They learned. They moved forward. Steve Jobs, before Apple became a global icon, was just a college dropout working in a garage. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter existed in the world. And none of them knew exactly how things would turn out. But they moved forward anyway. What separates people who grow from those who stay stuck isn't talent or luck. It's the decision to stop waiting, to stop overthinking, to stop blaming, and to start acting. So ask yourself, what have you been waiting for? What dream have you placed on hold? Hoping for a better time? What part of your life feels stuck because you're afraid to take that first step? And what could happen if you moved anyway? It won't be easy. It won't be perfect. And yes, it will probably be uncomfortable. But the discomfort of growth is always better than the pain of regret. No matter how long you've been standing still, you can choose to move today. No matter how small the step. It matters. Because a small step today becomes momentum tomorrow. And momentum turns into change. Your future is not waiting for luck or for someone to save you. It's waiting for you to decide. Right now. Not next month. Not when you feel motivated. Now. Because one day, you'll look back, and you'll either be proud of the risks you took, or regret the chances you never did. Your future self is waiting, and they're hoping you'll start.